I think we're live. Good morning.
Good morning,
Morning.
world.
Yeah, welcome. It's
I guess in some parts of the world it's not morning anymore.
one of these days soon.
Some parts of the world it's not even
I'm
Monday
getting
anymore.
texts from clients at like 6 in the morning because it's like 10 their time. Like, that's a frustrating thing.
Where's your client at?
Bangladesh.
Traveling.
They're,
I can't talk
they're
about
on,
it.
they're on the
Highly
move.
secret.
I can't talk about
They're on
it.
an island in the Atlantic.
He'd tell you, but he'd have to kill you.
No, and I'm not saying for the fact that I overdid the time difference.
Sure.
So I know that as soon as I say the actual location, one of you guys is going to be like,
Oh,
well,
they're
no,
actually 2 hours.
No,
2
it's-
hours.
No,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, welcome.
So-
It's a Monday morning hangover show with the Rockstar Group. I'm Josh. This is,
Kellen.
Edward.
and we're realtors here in the Prescott area, and we're bringing you the news, the weather, the businesses in the area, everything you think of that you'd want to hear about at 9 a.m. on
Right.
Monday morning.
Yes. Other than sleeping.
Other
Yeah.
than sleeping. Yeah.
So we all were talking before we went on that we had a pretty busy weekend working this weekend, and so we don't know if you had the weekend off or not. But regardless, thanks for hanging out with us this morning, and let's get into it, boys, huh?
Let's go.
All right, let's talk about the weather.
Let's talk about
Dun,
it.
dun, dun, dun.
Like when you pointed at me, like put me on the
I
spot.
know.
I'm like,
Just kidding.
you want me to talk about the weather?
That's
No,
The
you
sun
know,
is up.
eventually I'm gonna have this music clip, and it will get copyrighted, I'm sure, but it'll be really cool.
You'll say,
for like
yeah.
It's
2
that one
times.
time it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, one time, great. I mean, maybe we can record it ourselves, Kellen, and then we can change it a little bit.
Here's the thing. I tried that one time,
And still got
and I
copyrighted.
still got copyright.
You just record. You did it too good. That's
I
why.
think that's what it was.
Yeah.
We did that cover
Uh-huh.
over the summer with
Oh, that
your
got
band.
copyrighted?
Got copyright claimed instantly.
Really?
It had barely finished uploading
Wow.
when it got copyright claimed,
Well, that explains.
and they
a
didn't
lot.
even allow me a parody exemption on it.
Oh my gosh.
They wanted money.
They wanted moolah moolah. Well, anyway, hey, let's talk about
Here's
the
what it
weather. This week's going to be beautiful. It's going to stay in the 60s most of the week. Might drop down in the upper 50s a little bit later in the week. Possibly some moisture on Sunday, but not looking great. Probably just going to be partly cloudy. But hey, beautiful Prescott weather in the. I guess we're getting closer to spring.
I
it's
guess so. It's been really cold and windy, but yesterday was gorgeous.
yeah. So that wind on Saturday, though, I'm glad we're done with that. That was
Well, we were doing some filming yesterday, and all day Saturday I was nervous that it was going to be
windy.
just as windy, because the wind on Saturday would have absolutely killed our shoot yesterday.
It was. I had some clients, and we were looking at some houses, and one of them happened to be like on top of the world, like best views ever.
Right.
But windy.
But also, I'm pretty sure if the house had wings, it would have flown. It would have been flying
Oh,
on
I'm
Saturday.
sure.
It was whipping, but
Crazy, man.
yeah. So weather is going to be mild and beautiful as normal in the Prescott area.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty nice week weather-wise.
Yeah. I'm excited about
I dig
that.
it.
Well, anyway, let's talk about a local business.
You want to talk about a local business?
Yep,
Do a
I
business
do.
spotlight?
I do.
So we're jumping around today, but
Go.
I like it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
breaking format.
intro weather.
we didn't talk about any
local-
news.
Oh,
That's
no-
right.
Oh.
We just jumped right over that.
Yeah.
There's no news to talk about.
Well, let's go
Um,
into yours, and then we'll talk
That's
about
fine.
this.
That's fine.
Because I beg to differ.
Yeah, there's
big
definitely
news to
some
talk about.
No, I'm being sarcastic that we didn't do it because
My news is also sarcastic.
I was sitting there just talking. I want to give a shout out because it's tax time.
Tax season.
Tis.
Tis
And
the
we know some fine people over at 327 Accounting that are very busy right now, but are doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
So, and if you need help with your tax services, they can certainly help you and have helped us.
Let's link it. I'm going to put
Yeah.
it right on there right now. Rockstar Group.
327, and then kind of a related business.
Right.
Because the same guy who can do your taxes for you and make sure you get all of your deductions, and that you're paying the right amount or getting the right amount back, depending on your situation. But you can also make sure that the rest of your assets are protected.
Protect your assets.
Watch your assets with Manzanita Insurance. Not a
Watch your ass.
yeah.
Watch your assets.
Not an approved ad read, but
No.
he's a good friend of ours. He's been helping us out for years,
Yeah.
and he's a client, he's a friend, and he's a really, really good guy. He's helped save our clients money and get the insurance that they need for
Yeah.
the right price. So he's an insurance
Exactly.
broker, so he can shop multiple companies as opposed to being just kind of locked down by one provider. He can make sure that you just get what's right for your situation.
Yeah.
And we'll
So
link
for-
that up. We'll link that up.
Yeah,
I
we
was
got the
having a
links
problem
and it's just doing it right now. So it's 3 like spelled out THREE 27accounting.com and Manzanita/insurance.com. They can certainly help you out. One-stop shop. Do it all.
Boom, shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka.
Great guy, though.
There you go.
Adam, if you're watching
Or listening.
or listening or watching later,
We love you, man.
plug's yours.
All right,
News.
big news.
Kellen, hit
Okay,
it.
this
I'm listening.
is big news.
I already know you're being sarcastic.
I am.
I know
So,
you too well.
There are 2 new combatants that have entered the chicken sandwich category.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So we're going there.
I was
KFC
like, we
listen,
went
KFC
immediately to.
KFC dropped a new chicken sandwich last week, right?
Okay.
So we've got the big players. We've got Popeyes, right? Which
Coming to Prescott Valley, by the
coming
way.
to Prescott Valley very
Under
soon.
construction. Yeah.
We have Chick-fil-A,
Mm-hmm.
the OG
Yes.
chicken on a bun sandwich.
Okay.
But everyone seems to kind of be playing in that game right now. I don't know what McDonald's thinks that they're up to, but for some reason, the chicken sandwich at McDonald's is $3 more than all of their competitors.
Really?
I don't know what they think is so special.
At
about their
McDonald's,
chicken
huh?
sandwich. Yeah.
The hot and spicy
Like-
now is like,
No, not the. I'm talking about
Oh, that's
what
my
they call
go-to.
just like the
I
buttermilk chicken sandwich.
I don't really know if that's chicken.
Right.
but-
That's
actual
a
chicken.
really big chicken nugget.
Oh, that's why I like
That,
it.
yeah.
Brings me to my
Um,
inner youth, you know.
But for some reason, they think that their chicken sandwich is worth like $6.50,
Wow.
where everybody else charges like $3 for it.
Listen, I've gotten into some hardcore like food documentaries, and the whole McDonald's history and how they franchise and stuff has been part of that. They did some shady stuff, man.
Yeah,
But Colonel Sanders, I didn't even realize like he's a stone cold killer,
he is.
which is like kind of makes me want to be like, all right, credit to
Harlan Sanders is a gangster.
like bad. So
But
just,
also-
Well,
like,
if you have Colonel
but
in your
here's-
name, I ain't messing with you.
But here's what.
If your
here's
name's
where-
Ronald
honorary-
McDonald,
no, he
you
got an
know.
honorary. Colonel.
Well, let's think about this. So you got McDonald's, right? The
Right.
McDonald's mascot, Ronald McDonald.
Right.
Right,
He's a clown.
right.
Like a,
Creepy.
Yeah,
a goofy looking clown too, for
Right.
that matter, right? That's cool though. And then you have Colonel Sanders,
Right.
like the Colonel, man.
But it's all the whole franchise thing is just fascinating, and I've gone
Right.
down some deep rabbit holes as far as that's concerned. But yeah, like finding out like he murdered some people.
He's
But-
a bad son of a gun, man.
Right.
He's not around anymore though, right?
It's
No.
like McDonald's. I've never been like since I was a kid. But do you remember when it used to be like a cool place? You had the playground outside that was like metal.
Themed. Yeah,
That
you
would,
could
like,
burn
burn
your
your-
skin on it.
Yeah, but it was great at the same time. Or like the hamburger seats inside.
Yeah.
And now it's just
like
not that.
they're trying to make it all trendy and
Yeah.
hip, and it's still just McDonald's.
It's still
But-
Mickey D's. You can't. eat in there
KFC
still.
coming out with the chicken sandwich
Yeah.
makes sense.
Right.
Yes.
You know what
Following the-
doesn't make sense is when one of KFC's sister brands,
Okay.
Taco Bell, is trying to get into the mix.
To a chicken
Now,
sandwich.
it's not a sandwich,
oh,
in
is that
the
it there?
traditional
Look at,
sense,
Look at that.
but it is a
Is
Look
that
at
the
that.
chalupa?
It's a
it's-
freaking
it's
chicken
like a-
falu-
it's like a biscuit taco shell.
I was like, all right, they're staying
With some chicken.
They're staying
It's a
with the-
chalupa sandwich,
the
chicken
chalupa.
sandwich.
I'm giving them credit. I'm giving the edge to Taco Bell on this one because
I think that this could be a good little concept. Chicken, biscuit.
Yeah.
Chicken
That's
and a
it.
biscuit.
Yeah,
What are they calling it though?
I think they're just calling it the fried chicken taco.
But credit to Taco Bell for one thing that I found out. They're going hard, like on dairy-free menu and stuff. You would
Crispy
think
chicken
Taco Bell.
Right. So
I don't know.
mean,
But you,
they got
you
rid of
did
their
it.
Fiesta potatoes, which was a big middle finger to people who like those.
Yeah.
Which the following is tremendous.
Right. Listen, I tried their
The internet
nacho
was
fries,
very
and
mad.
it didn't end well. But I'm just saying. So they have their different
Right.
Dude, if you're
They've
ever
got
in Las
fries
Vegas and you go to the Taco Bell on the Strip,
Dude, that's a
that is the
nightclub, dog.
coolest taco. If they had those everywhere, that's the only place I'd go.
Well, plus you can get a 3-foot tall margarita from Taco Bell.
Oh, that could be why. I
That's
liked
why
it.
That could be why
the
you
food
liked
actually
it.
wasn't great.
Oh,
You
there's
were just-
music. There's like
No,
music
it was like
pumping,
it was like a nightclub.
yeah,
There was an
it's
actual DJ like.
fine. They strip your
performing.
food like it's gourmet Taco Bell too.
Yeah.
It comes out, it's all like on a tray, nice, and I'm like,
And it's
wow.
still just slopped all
It's
over
still
the place.
it's still Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. You close your eyes at the Taco Bell here and envision yourself there. It's the same.
The major difference is you can get booze,
Well, Rockstar's like
which is
booze.
a
Right.
plus when you're in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then just a
And copyright.
No, that's our own song. If they copyright that, we're gonna make someone's gonna copy that, and then
That
we're
was-
gonna copyright that.
That was an original composition. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what
So
I'm
that
saying.
was the national news that I had for you. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's the lighter
that's
side
about
of the news.
lighter
That's-
side of the news.
that's-
Yeah.
that's a- hey,
Hey, they
That's
landed
like-
a rover on
Yes.
Mars.
That was super cool.
Dude, I'm sorry, but I know we've been doing this for a while now. It's not like it's brand new news, right? Like
Right.
we've done this before, which is even crazier to me. But in 2021, the things we can't do still,
right.
right? But the things we've been doing for a while and continue to do, there's a disconnect. Somewhere there's a disconnect. We landed a car, basically,
Yep.
a small golf cart,
A remote control.
or a remote-controlled
golf
cart.
That takes
That
like
we
what,
flew
14 minutes to.
Yeah, we flew it through space.
Mhm.
We launched it into space. Flew through space all the way to Mars, which, by the way, is not close.
No,
Like, I don't have the exact number, but I'm sure it's like
far away.
Yeah.
many of probably millions of miles away, right?
Adam would know.
Yes.
Yeah,
He probably
Adam.
knows the number. Right.
Does anybody know how far away Mars is? Put it in the comments on the Rockstar group feed,
I'll just
so we know. He's gonna Google it.
How far away?
Okay, but no joke, right? We sent that thing all the way to Mars. Now, granted, if you've ever flown a remote control plane or drone or anything in the sky, like, if you can't see the thing, it gets a lot harder to
Right.
fly. And if
Landing
you can't
it-
see it, you have at least the ability to see things in real time.
Right.
Flying a thing, landing it on Mars, remote controlled, you can't see it. To
has
talk to
land-
it, it
has
takes
to land on its own.
It takes like you said, like I don't know how many minutes.
It's
but
like I think I've read that it's like 14 minutes
Delay.
to give any
the
kind
command to it.
of command to it. So it had to land on its own, go through that whole process
Right.
on its own.
How many miles?
33.9 million miles.
Okay.
It is a 7-month flight.
Yeah.
So
I
this
mean,
is
what can go wrong?
Everything.
This is technology.
Literally everything.
Yeah. This is technology that was, current 7+ months ago.
Right.
Built. Things that they go, oh, if this would have been a thing now.
Right. There are
Yeah.
probably things
Instant
that have been
regret. But yeah, what I don't get, they've already released the pictures and
Yeah.
video. And
Like within like
clear.
10 minutes of the landing.
Like
How
four-
did Bernie
4K.
get there so far?
Birdie was there.
4K video, like clear as day, that you would go to some planetarium
Yeah.
and sit there and watch. But yet, we get pictures of like a bank robbery,
Or some of these
and it's
pictures.
dial-up quality,
Or
it's
some.
like pixelated. Do you recognize this person?
Like,
I'll bring this home. Some of the
Why?
pictures some realtors use.
Yes.
Come on now, we get better pictures
Don't
from
point at
Mars.
us.
No.
I was like,
I'm,
don't
I'm
point at-
talking about. I'm talking about this kind of picture right here. This one
Yeah.
with the
The finger?
with the finger.
and just
Some
going,
of those.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It works.
We don't mention any names here on the Rockstar
No, we won't.
Hangover
With
show,
the,
but
with the market being the way that it has developed some laziness.
sure. Let's just
with
slap
some-
some pictures up and hope
Yeah,
that we
and-
get whatever.
Yeah, and
funny.
it's unfortunate, but it's one of
No,
those.
but
We're
back
seeing
to-
a lot of like, oh, here's the bathroom, and it's a reflection of the person.
But back to like,
Good markets make bad agents.
I'm just laughing because we getting. I'll just bring it to something that was huge news. We had an election and we couldn't figure out how to like count votes apparently, or there was huge accusations, I guess you can say,
There's accusations.
of election not being handled correctly. But yet we can fly a remote control golf cart with a bunch of cameras on it to Mars and land on Mars.
Right.
and everything works.
I think it's like the first like moon landing. There's more technology in like one of our phones.
Yes.
Than what was than what
I'll
got
give
them
it
to
to
the
your
moon.
guys' phones.
Yeah, these
More
phones
than
are
my
more
phone, but-
powerful than the entire array of computers used to help land a man on the moon.
Yeah.
It's right here. And we use it to take pictures of cats and food and
Yes. I've done both of those things.
you know, it's just
It's pretty
and
scary.
back to your original point though. Like some of the security footage that
Yeah, do you
Oh,
recognize
yeah.
this person?
Yeah.
I go, why even have a camera?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, do you recognize this person? It looks like the person from Minecraft. That's
Right,
what it looks
yeah.
like. It's
It look-
blocky and just there's no way to tell. But 4K Mars.
Yeah,
photos.
we can get a
Just
picture
saying.
from Mars in 4K, almost instantaneous.
Okay, but here's the thing. I bet you this. Price of said security camera at said place that doesn't work
don't
real
make
well.
sense. Don't make sense.
I'd say put a little bit more money into
Actual
those
retail price of
NASA camera.
NASA 4K camera on the Mars rover.
The sensors aren't
that much
built by any
different.
company that doesn't not exist
Okay,
anywhere else.
But a big part of results is usability or user understanding of how to use things.
Save yourself some money. Take out those security cameras. Put up some GoPros.
Yeah, see, well, or
GoPros
put your
will give you clear
security cameras
4K
up, right?
video.
Make sure you have enough bandwidth if you're trying to send it
Yeah.
somewhere. Look at the settings on it. Hey, maybe I shouldn't be in 240.
yeah,
I should be in like 1080.
Right.
You know, like there's some things that, and maybe.
But it's every single security. Like every time they post something, it's like, hey, do you recognize this person? They're no.
No.
no,
like-
in fact, nobody ever.
That should be a
will.
clear photo of them without like a mask. Like it is a straight on shot.
Yeah, it's like
And
why
I
did
don't-
you intentionally pixelate the photo before you sent
No,
it?
there's
Looks
better.
Like, looks
There's
like
better home security photos from people's Ring doorbell cameras than there are from
Right.
legitimate security cameras in businesses. But you
I
know,
understand.
granted, most security camera systems in businesses are 30 years old. If the business has been
Yeah.
around that long, it's not
Update
something that gets upgraded
Update
a
your
lot.
stuff, man.
Well, here's the thing: how many times? That's just like anything else. How many times do you have to use your security cameras?
Right.
The one time, or
Right.
hopefully, if it
But they
happens
should
to you
be-
multiple times, then maybe you need to evaluate, your business.
Maybe you need to move.
But anyway, I don't know.
So-
That's just something that the Mars thing that always tripped me out that they can actually send something to Mars
Oh yeah.
and not just fly it. I get it. You're gonna fly by Mars. That's cool. I get that. Right? You can adjust,
Right.
So
No. But
Trajectory.
precision land.
but and land it like within. I don't know what they said, but it's like within like feet
right.
of where they wanted to land.
Right.
it's
Dude, I put my drone on auto land, right?
And it gets
And it's
still a few feet off.
the
Yeah.
Mars rover just landed there about this within the same.
Mm-hmm.
square. Yeah. It's so crazy.
Let's talk
So-
about Texas.
Texas.
Talk about Texas. They're recovering.
Yeah, they're
Right
thawing
now.
out, right?
They're thawing out. I've got a buddy who lives.
Brian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Happens to
you're-
be
he's a
family
relative
member.
of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my wife's cousin. Hey, Brian.
So,
Is he on? No, he's not on.
but
He'll watch later.
You know, he lives in Texas now, and it was rough, man. Like I know a few people who live over there, and to varying degrees of challenge. Glad that the weather has warmed up, and hope you guys are gonna
They're in
get
the
out of
thaw.
it. But imagine living in a city like Houston, right? You know that if you live in Houston, you're probably gonna have to deal with a tropical storm every now and again, maybe even a hurricane.
Yeah.
Just comes with the territory.
Right.
But you got to be thinking, well, I mean, yeah, sometimes we have to deal with a tropical storm or maybe even a hurricane, but at least we never get a blizzard.
And here it is.
Eek. You know, it makes me grateful for the crazy good weather that we have here.
Sure.
It's probably one of the reasons I'll never leave.
But it was so bad that they had multiple politicians. Multiple. I would say we have one that went on vacation. Another
Right.
one full up quit. Quit.
It's like, I'm out.
I
It
thought
was
that
like the
funny.
mayor or
Oh,
something
that
like
was
that. He
funny.
goes,
I mean-
you guys are on your own.
Dude,
that was his lead.
Here's the thing, and this
You're
is
on your
where I got to give Ted Cruz some props.
Okay.
own.
Danger.
All right.
Danger,
I know-
Robinson.
I understand. It's but you guys will fully understand
Okay.
when I make my point here. This is what happened. They have this crappy weather.
Right.
Ted Cruz is he's a married man.
Right.
I know exactly where you're going because I even
It's a
had
married
this
man.
thought.
Yeah.
I was like,
Now let me just flip over and just change this around a little bit. I'm in Texas. I'm a married man. It's freaking horrible there.
Right.
My wife says to me, we don't have water.
Right.
We don't have power.
Right.
I don't want to be here right now. And I'm not happy.
Okay.
I want to go to Cancun.
Okay.
Let's go. Right now. Is there a flight?
You
I
can-
looked. No, even better. I looked, and guess what? There's a flight this afternoon. I bought us 2 tickets.
and guess what? You're the center. You need power.
But guess what?
Everything like that.
Guess what? I'm going to sit there and go, okay, hon. Because if you say no, you know in that situation,
Right.
you are not going to win. You are
Right.
not
So
going to win.
here's what I would have to propose a counter offer
Okay.
to the wife's offer in that situation.
Well, you
If
might try, but I'm just saying, in that
No.
environment there, what else are you going to do?
you have sometimes in our job, right, we have responsibilities. And regardless of what's going on, we still have to fulfill those responsibilities.
I agree with you. I just think that
His job,
he should have stayed.
He,
I
has,
totally agree.
he could have easily sent them on
Yeah.
and be like, I get it.
I
Wife,
totally understand.
kids, let me get you
I
someplace
think-
warm where you have running water.
But let's
but
be
I
real.
gotta
He was
stay
like
here.
going, wow, Cancun sounds really nice. Let's go there.
Sure, but you have a job to do.
Agreed. I think he messed up. I wasn't
Yeah.
excusing
weren't
his
defending him.
behavior.
But you
I
can
was
see his
understanding his
position.
behavior.
Right.
I was sitting there looking at it more of like, hey, like Capitol riots happened. This wife like booked this trip, like. a
No,
month-
no,
a
they
month
didn't look
ago.
this until it was already frozen.
I know, I'm just-
No.
Yeah.
There were texts
Yeah.
that were released.
And he was probably in the thoughts like, oh, I can work from my hotel room
Absolutely.
and doing
Well,
everything that I need to do, but it just the appearance
Yeah,
of
but he
it.
chose to be a politician, which means you've got to be boots on the ground
He-
in those situations.
and I
You've got
think
to be
he-
there to help the people who
And I
elected
think
you.
when he came back, whatever, he apologized and said I was wrong. That wasn't the right thing to do. I was an idiot. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know if he said he was an idiot, but he said he shouldn't have done that.
Probably
From what
shouldn't.
I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, come on. Like
That's your job, son.
we would have never gotten away with it.
No.
But I guarantee you, my wife would have been saying to do that.
Right. Listen,
Yeah,
I'm not.
I mean-
I think send the wife and kids someplace warm.
And hey, babe, I love you, and I'm sorry, I'm not throwing you under the bus in any way, shape, or form. But honestly, if it was
right.
no power, no water, and freezing,
If you have the
and
means,
you have the ability to go to
yeah,
Cancun
if you
at
have
that
the
time,
means to leave a bad situation, you should leave a bad situation.
yeah,
Like I said, send the wife and kids on somewhere warm with running water.
yeah.
But you got to stay and take care of business because that's your job, boy.
That's
Okay.
your job. But anyway,
Let it go.
that was pretty interesting.
You know.
That was
So
interesting.
yeah, it was just.
Yeah.
That
and,
was also in the news.
that was. Yeah.
Yeah, so we
I
get
was
some
just keeping natural
I'm
news
just throwing
stories
some more
going.
out there,
Yeah,
just like
this-
news facts
There's some
that
news
happen.
facts, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, and to everybody who says that you can't run solar power when it's super cold, I would like to remind you that for 27 years we've run a pretty big solar array in negative 435-degree temperatures in space that have kept people alive on the space station. So it can be done. We just need to build better solar systems.
in the cold, yes. Now, once you cover them up with snow,
It's a little more
That's a
challenging.
little
that's a
more
whole
difficult.
other-
challenging.
That's a whole
Snow
other issue.
kind of blocks things.
and then if you're heating that to battery power, powered by the solar array,
Yeah.
to melt the snow on said solar array, dude, we send golf carts with cameras to Mars.
Space.
To Mars.
We can do this if we just think about
How
it.
do we not have power to Texas?
Right.
I don't.
Spacecraft to Mars, getting power to Texas.
Yeah. Like
I bet
water was a different thing. Pipes freeze. There's nothing you can really.
Correct.
I don't know that there's a way to make water mains, especially in a state that doesn't deal
Get cold weather
with
like
this
that.
kind of weather, anything
used to
like
it.
a regular
Right.
basis. I mean, I don't know how you protect water mains.
Well, I
from
think they
freezing.
had line like power. And a lot of their power lines are above ground, and so they're getting heavy snow on it.
Right.
I just said.
I get it, but again, we send
Right.
golf carts with cameras to Mars. Let's fix some stuff at home.
Right.
But as
Right.
people that support small businesses, just think of the plumbers and like a week.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude, I already know people
Good
who
for
are
you.
traveling
Let's
to Texas
go.
right now.
Yeah.
in order to capitalize on, they're going to start doing work on roofs and things like that in
Yeah.
Texas because there is billions of dollars in insurance.
Yeah,
money
it's
to
just
be
like a
spent.
hurricane went over.
Yeah, they go through and they are going to start fixing roofs and plumbing and because there's way more work to be done than what the local workforce can handle.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed.
So just good on them.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Well, that's what our country is, though. That's I have nothing
Yeah.
against that. That's entrepreneurship. That's capitalism. That's our country going to work for our country. And
No, not at all. I was just saying it's there's money to be made. So
Yeah.
if you got those skills and you got some
Go get it.
time, you want to spend 2 months in Texas to make your whole year's worth of income.
sure.
Might be a thing you want to do.
So, okay, let's talk about some entertainment. Entertainment news. What I want to do today is just talk about some of the venues having live music
Okay.
and events going on. So downtown in Prescott, you got primarily the Birdcage is having live music right now. Matt Saloon's having live music. Jersey Lily is having live music, and I believe that's about it. So there's 3 places downtown you can go
Yeah.
enjoy some live music.
Nice.
You know occasionally the Attic will open up for a show or whatever.
Special
but
events.
it's not open every weekend right now. So patronize those businesses, please. Go out on the weekend and hang out. I know there's obviously restrictions in place still, but go out and enjoy yourself and support a local band or musician. I should say Back Alley Wine Bar. I think has
Yeah, they're
They've been
doing some live
they're doing
music
some
now
live
too.
music too there now. So that's great news. Prescott Valley, you have 3 venues doing things. You have Barefoot Bob's, Billy, and that they have a whole room dedicated to live music, but they have a whole pool hall too, which is open right now.
Yeah.
Very cool space. It's big in there. You can stay distant from each other. Tony's 2, Prescott Valley's having live music, and then also you have Sidekicks in Prescott Valley doing live music. So there's definitely some places to go. And if I missed you and you're doing live, I apologize. Those are just primarily the places we see hosting
Advertising.
Yeah,
that
hosting
they're doing
live music.
Well, and then, they should reach out and do on Spotlight on Prescott.
Yes.
Let us
So
know your
if
events.
you go to Spotlight on Prescott, that's our Facebook page. We sponsor that, and we try to keep it up as updated as possible with live events going on
Yeah.
in the community. And if you don't see an event there that you're hosting, send us a plug. We'll get it on there. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Just a nice place for people to go to see what's going on. With that being said, it's interesting. Being out in that environment, it seems that more and more people are starting to
I think the doors are opening.
get the urge to go out and relax a little bit.
It's been a year.
It's been a year. And, you know, I know there's people that have gotten their vaccine and their second vaccine now. And I just really think, guys, we need to support these local establishments.
Yeah.
We you know,
A lot
we
has
don't
been
want it to
debated.
go away. We
Yeah.
don't want them to go away.
It's one of the things that makes the Prescott area cool.
It
you
does.
Know, it usused to be you could go out any night of the week.
Yeah.
And catch some live music somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now it's obviously quite a bit more few and far between, which is understandable. But at the same time, like, if you can, get out there and show these guys some love because they're all struggling to keep the doors open.
Yeah, and there's good musicianship in this town. I mean, Prescott's pretty lucky to have that.
Yeah.
So, odds are you're going to go somewhere and there's going to be a decent band playing or a solo act or a duo or something. There'll be something happening. So just keep that in mind
And if you are staying home, which again is still understandable, there's a lot of local acts that are doing like live stream shows. Maybe tune into one of those and kick them a tip or something. Again, help them keep their personal lights on. You know, a lot of these, some of these guys this is how they pay their bills. You know, between teaching music lessons and live performances, that's how they make a living.
and we're almost at a year.
Yeah.
And just that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing, right? A year.
It's been crazy, and the businesses that are still going, a lot have shut their doors.
Yeah.
So trying to show some love to all the local places.
So
So
yeah, and I would say too, like if you have any, let's just real quick, like if you're watching this for vaccine information, like if you're interested in getting a vaccine, go to the Yavapai County Health Department its website. So if
Yeah.
you just type Google Yavapai County Health Department, they have information there, and they have all the places you can go register to get your vaccine going. So I know they're still limited, but I know it's going to start opening up pretty soon.
Yeah.
You know,
So basically, just anybody.
yeah. You know, I did hear someone say, I don't remember who it was on a radio talk show or something like, the vaccine should just be available to whoever wants it at this point. Like,
Yeah, and I think we'll.
but it's
get to
hard.
that.
Try to get the more vulnerable population vaccinated
the most
first.
vulnerable.
And there's huge supply chain issues with the vaccine. Don't even,
Yeah,
Right.
That's
there's
something that we
supply
can't
chain
even-
issues with everything.
Again,
right
we can send a spacecraft to
Mars.
land on Mars, but yet we have
Yeah.
supply chain issues
Right.
with a national emergency and a vaccine that needs to get out. I mean, okay.
It's just crazy.
I mean, I'll tell you what, if they want to throw us like $5 billion, we can make a lot of vaccine.
I can figure it out.
And we
No,
can,
it's-
we can,
I'm
dis-
pretty good
we can
cook. I
distribute
can
it.
Yeah, it's like
mix it up.
With $5 billion, I mean, it's not like, oh yeah, let's throw 100G at this.
No.
listen, all I need is some bartenders. Like seriously, they'll just know.
Shots.
There's
Shot,
times
shot.
where I kind of question it. I'm like, who is getting rich off this? Like, not rich.
Moderna
filthy rich.
and Pfizer, I believe, are the two that are getting filthy rich.
But
off
they
of
have
this.
set price. They have set price per dose,
Right.
right? But where I'm getting at is with all these stimulus plan bills they've done, right? The spending bills,
Mhm.
they put money in there for distribution for all this stuff, right? And I'm going, okay. Like
Right.
all I'm hearing about is people running out of vaccine, not being able to having to cancel appointments. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
And then it was, there's a winter storm, so vaccine couldn't get here. No, that was happening before
Right.
any winter
Right.
storm came. That was a nice excuse to, I think, be able to throw on there. But my Amazon package still came.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying. I mean, I have no problem getting my Amazon stuff. And
Well, it didn't have to go through Dallas.
okay, so
maybe. I don't know.
I know.
I'm just.
exactly.
I'm giving
that's
you
what I was
reasons.
saying. Why does the
I'm
vaccine?
giving
So the
you
vaccines all have to go through Texas, apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who
You
knows?
know,
Well, they're.
again,
I mean, are they being manufactured by the CDC? Because if that's the case, then that's in Georgia.
they're being manufactured by these big.
I know.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess if they had to fly the spacecraft through Texas airspace, it would have been delayed by at least a week, right?
It's true.
Hey, did you hear that they landed a rover on Mars?
Did they? Was it a rover or?
But
It's like a golf cart.
I think
Well-
a golf cart with cameras is better.
one thing that we're not saying yet. Speaking of numbers,
Speaking of supply chain,
supply and demand.
Yeah, let's talk
But,
about
the
the
market.
market, huh?
it's ridiculous.
The end.
It's out of control. It's taken on a mind of its own. It's turned against us. I don't know.
It's like the
It
cloudy
became-
with a chance of meatballs.
It became,
It's like
became
chaos.
self-aware, and now it's trying to kill us all.
Yeah, the real estate market, guys. Let's talk about it.
305 total listings
Okay.
on the market today. If you remove multifamily, we're at 290.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So 290 single-family listings on the market.
Okay.
right now, which is
Pretty low.
it's real
Very
low.
low.
Well, and it's one of these things too. I've been telling my clients, there's just not a lot to look at.
Right.
So when you come to town and you're like, hey, I'd like to look at some houses, we might have two,
Right.
maybe
Yeah,
one.
it will.
that
it will
fit
literally
your-
depend on what came on the market the day before. A
Yeah.
lot of
Well,
times.
I was telling you yesterday. I had a client that was gonna sell but wanted to find a house first, and there's just nothing out there
I mean, it's
checking all the boxes for that. It was very detailed of what they were looking.
yeah.
for.
I mean, I think there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I worked all weekend with a couple different clients, and
Yeah.
we looked at some really nice houses.
Well, on
Really
average,
nice. And
14
actually-
new homes are being listed every single
And
day.
there was a couple of them we looked at too that I was like, this is actually probably underpriced a little bit. Like it's not.
I saw one yesterday that was pretty. I would define it as underpriced.
So it's not like we're seeing houses that are inflated way off the board. And I think people still have to be realistic in that. If most people are going to have to get financing to
Right.
purchase, and that means you have an appraisal, and there's lots of moving parts to that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's more of a matter though. There's just less selection.
Yeah.
And if you have time, that's fine. We could get you on a drip that shows you everything that's coming on the market every day. I know I scour the market every day for clients.
Right.
I have my list of clients, and every day I'm going through the MLS, tagging stuff, sending it to them, and, seeing if it works for them. That's really where we've had to change, I think, the way we work a little bit more.
I've got a buyer client right now who's in California who isn't going to be coming out here for at least another 6 months. And he sent me an email late last night. He's like, "Hey, can I get some more pictures of this?" And I'd be like, "I mean, I can,
Yeah,
but it won't be here.
correct.
It may not even be available to show.
If you're considering writing an offer on it,
Right.
I'm more than glad to go take some pictures of it for you. But yeah, I mean, it's not like, a time maybe where something would sit on the market for 3 or 4 months. It's just not like that. If something's on the market for 3 or 4 months, there's something probably
Wrong with it.
either wrong or just not. It's a very unique property, I would say, not something that's
The only
marketable
ones
to
that
the
are
masses.
sitting right now are probably priced wrong. Or the only reason that they're kind of sitting
Yeah,
there.
or they're just limited. I mean, like,
Certain
you have
types
a
of properties
5-bedroom
are gonna-
house that's, big, and
Yep.
someone doesn't need that necessarily, but you got those, I like to say
You're
it's
kind
a
of bread and butter
$300,000 to
listing?
$500,000 market right now. That 1,800 to 2,500 square feet. The bread and butter, like everyone wants.
It's gone.
Yeah, you're not seeing that.
We took 98 new listings came on the market in the last 7 days. So that's 14 a day.
Yeah.
And 141 houses went under contract.
Yeah. Saw a couple of.
So, like I said, even some of that old stagnant inventory
It's
now
selling too.
it's getting gobbled up too.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen some that were today that were brand new on the market and already pending.
Yeah.
They're.
I had a house that we listed in Cortez Lakes last week. I had a conversation with my seller on that one and said, "Listen, I know the market's crazy, but it's still Cortez Lakes. Don't expect this to sell in the first few days."
Yeah.
And it sold.
Yeah.
In the first day.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's just
Well,
a lot.
I know why that was.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Right.
The marketing was very well done on that.
It was impeccable.
Yes.
It was marketed like it was $1 million home.
Well, and like
And I
all
think
of our
that's the
Rockstar
difference.
listings
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it certainly helped,
Yeah.
but even outlier homes, if you're pricing them correctly, it's showing you that people are willing to go out to the fringes a little bit more,
Yeah.
as far as the area is concerned,
Sure.
just to be near the Prescott area now. So it's pretty interesting stuff.
It is.
And the stock market's still high.
Oh yeah. No, I think people too are. I like we talked last week. It's gonna take now not 2 months. It's gonna take a month and like 3.5 weeks, and things will be getting better.
Yeah.
I really think that.
I think we'll start to see higher inventory levels start creeping in.
Well, I mean, a lot of people
In
right now
about
too.
30 days.
I think there's
they
people right now they don't want to. They're not really interested in moving.
Because it starts becoming a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? No one wants to sell because there's not much to buy, and so fewer people want to sell because there's not much to buy.
Well, I think
which makes there not much to buy, so people don't want to sell because they don't know where they're going to go. I was on a Zoom call last week with agents from all over the country, who are experiencing the exact same problems.
Well, people aren't. It's very much COVID related.
Yeah.
100%. Like, I think the vaccine gets distributed a little bit more. And people are going to start going, okay, you know what? It's time for us to retire. It's time for us to move to our beach house. It's time for us to move to Prescott. It's time for us to move wherever. Or we're going to downsize.
Right.
Or we're going to, because our market historically, we have a lot of that. People raise families here in Prescott and retire, or come here and retire. Maybe they got some kids that are visiting or whatever, so they want a couple extra guest rooms and a little bigger house. Well, the kids get their families, and all of a sudden they're not visiting as much. Now I want to downsize. I just need something smaller. Then you get that family that's got, they're just retiring. We get this cycle. Well, right now you're not getting anybody wanting to really do anything because they're like, well, I can't be packing up all this stuff and moving it wearing a mask. I don't have to wear a mask in the house, but you know what I mean? Like it's just something that's not
Right. It's just this weird cycle that we're in, and it's just need more inventory.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you want to sell your house,
Let us know.
It's a very good time to sell because there's still a lot of buyers.
It's a great time to do it. There's a lot of buyers. I have right now active buyers about 7 that are just ready to go.
Yeah.
If they can find what they want, they'll put pen to paper.
Yeah.
It's just finding them what they want that's been the challenge.
Yeah, well, I mean, the database is
massive.
It's stocked right now with buyers that are they're
It's
kind of
like,
just sitting there waiting for something to come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a client yesterday. You know, they're considering building, and they're you know, the problem is to build right now. It's super expensive. Cost of lumber is through the roof. Like, so it's not as much an easy alternative as it used to be, maybe.
right.
And you know, we found a house. There was 2 houses that kind of fit what they were looking for, and one of them was under contract. We went and looked at the other one, and I think we're going to be writing an offer on it today. But it's literally like, oh, that's great, that works, you know. And so there's buyers.
There are houses out there. They're just not coming on the market,
and they're not sitting on the market.
fast enough.
Let me rephrase that.
They're not sitting at all.
They're not sitting on the market, so you'll see it when it sells.
Right.
So it's not like it's sitting there for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 4 months for that matter.
Right.
I mean, I remember not that long ago, our average days on market was 4 months.
Right.
And it went to 3 months.
Well, we've got
What's it right now?
5 weeks of absorption.
So what's our average days on market right now? Can you pull that easily or no?
Let me check real quick.
It's got to be low. I mean,
it's
got to
be days.
I mean, it is, but it's an average.
We still have those
too.
so our average days on market will actually, because it includes the entire MLS, so it's higher because
Sure.
of the vacant land that tends to sit on the market for months and months.
But it's got to be. It's got to be in the 30-day category now, I would imagine.
Yeah. So right now we have 5 weeks of absorption. So that means if nothing new came on the market,
5 weeks, everything's gone.
we would have nothing left. Our average days on market currently is 43.
Yeah.
In January of 2020, it was 85.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Wow. It is what it is. I mean, we
Right.
talk about it every Monday. You talk about it every Friday. Oh, by the way, we do have a more detailed market report
Right.
every Friday. But we talk about it every week. And really, we've had to adapt to that as realtors. And so we're helping our clients adapt to that. It's something that it's not going to go away immediately. I mean, I think through time, hopefully a short period of time, my prediction that we'll be dealing with this. But Prescott's a great place to live.
Yeah.
And that has not changed.
No.
So
Right.
that's
Has a lot to
why
do with
there's
it.
people
Yeah.
selling houses. So again, it's a great time to sell a home. It's a great time to buy a home.
Yeah.
If you find the one you want.
If you find
There
the
you
one you
go.
want, because interest rates are still amazing.
Because interest rates are super low.
Yeah.
And that was just it too. I was talking to a buddy, and we were talking about how, you know, oh, well, this house is more expensive than it was when we were here 8 months ago, 6 months ago. I said, yeah, but your interest rates are so low right now. I go, what are you paying? What are you paying right now? And plus, if you're coming from an area that has higher property taxes, you know, there's, you know, you start looking at payment and you start going, oh wow, I can actually, that's even more affordable than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you're talking with your lender when you're getting pre-qualified. Coming into town, get pre-qualified, talk to your lender, find out where your payments are, know all that stuff so that when you start shopping, you know exactly what price range you sit in, and we can really help match you up with some properties.
Yes.
So
There it is. Be armed and ready to go.
there's our market report, huh?
Speaking of being ready to go,
It's time to go.
time to go.
Time to go to work. This has been the Monday Morning Hangover Show with the Rockstar Group with West USA Realty of Prescott. I'm Josh. This is my buddy, the Beard, and Mr. Tucker.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate you.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.